That began at 7 o'clock, and Mr. Rumbelow, is there any action required of that executive session?
No, Your Honor.
In that case, I'd like to welcome all of you to the council meeting tonight, and I will call the council meeting of February 4th to order. Will you please rise to the invocation and the pledge of allegiance? Dear Heavenly Father, we give you thanks this evening for the opportunity that we have to come before you and to do the work of this community. We pray that our actions would be in the best interest of our citizens, as would be led by you. And at the same time, we give you thanks and ask for your blessings to those brave men and women who are protecting our country and our first responders here locally in our police and fire department. We ask that you would go with us and be with us throughout our daily lives. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. Now, if you'd remain standing for Boy Scout Troop 906, who will present the colors.
Call our attention. Audience, please rise. Scout salute. Those non-uniform, please place your right hand over your heart. Color guard, forward march. Color guard, halt. Color guard, cross the colors. Color guard, post the flag of the great state of Texas. Please recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Color guard, post the flag of the United States of America. Color guard, honor your colors. 2. Color guard, return the ranks. Color guard, halt. Audience, please be seated.
Again, I welcome all of you to our meeting this evening. Our mayor has lost his voice and will not be with us tonight, so mine is not that much better, but bear with us. If there's anybody who would like to make a citizen's comment, I would encourage you, or not encourage you, but ask that you, this time, sign up with our city secretary, Ms. Jody Brown, to my right. Fill out the form, and while we're waiting, Ms. Brown, is there anybody who has signed up to speak?
No, sir.
Do we have any letters or petitions?
No, sir.
Thank you very much. Then we'll move forward with our presentation this evening, and I'll call upon Eddie Salome to make the police department update. Chief Salome, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor. Members of the City Council, I appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight to tell you a little bit about what's going on in the police department. Before you is our 2013 annual report that just hot off the press today, and will be put on our webpage tomorrow morning for the public to have access to. It gives you a lot of information, kind of a snapshot on where we are in the police department, what kind of year we had last year, and what kind of changes occurred in the department. And I'll let you take a look at that at your own leisure. But there is a couple of areas I would like, or actually one in particular area I would like to point out, and that is in the area of crime. That's always a topic for discussion, and so we'd like to compare where we were from one year to the next. So in 2013, unfortunately, we had an 18% increase in Part 1 reported crime over 2012. And what, while that's just disheartening to me. I think it's important that we kind of put it in perspective. When you look at crime trends, I think you really need to look at trends, and it's difficult to measure what's happening from one year to the next. At times, the planets align, and you get a really good year. At times, things just go haywire, and you get a really bad spike. But really, I think in order to get a feel for where you are in a municipality, you need to look at a trend over several years. And the annual report doesn't break it down as far as this slide does. This slide will give you from 08 all the way to 2013. And while you can see that 2012 really was a really good year for us, it did spike back up to kind of what the average has been over the last 4 or 5 years. And so, I think it's important to look at the overall trend. And so, however, I would say that 2012 really is our goal, and like to get back to the 2012 numbers and hopefully make that the norm rather than the exception. And so we'll continue to work hard to try to do that. However, there is a silver lining here that is also not necessarily spelled out in the report, but that silver lining is what's occurred over the last several years on the Mustang Drive corridor. As you well know, that corridor there there's always been a perception, actually I would say misperception, that it's a crime-ridden area, that there's a lot of crime there. If you look historically over the last several years, we've pretty much had a 10% of the crime reported in Grapevine occurred along that corridor. However, what people don't understand or realize is that 10% of our population lives along that corridor. So really the crime, reported crime really is in line with the population as it is throughout the city. But one of the important things to note is that while we've had an 18% increase in Part 1 crimes throughout the city, on Mustang Drive we had an 8% decrease. And that's pretty significant, but even more significant because, as I said, 1 year does not make a trend. If you look at, since we really begun our outreach efforts there, we started the Community Outreach Center on Mustang Drive probably in 2006, and we knew there would be an increase in reported crime after that, because whenever you establish relationships with folks, you build relationships, and they're more comfortable with you, they're going to report crime more often, or they're going to be more comfortable reporting crime. So we knew there'd be somewhat of a spike, and there was, but then we really changed locations to the new location, became more visible, and really worked hard on those outreach efforts. And as you can see from that point, in 2008 until 2013, we've had a significant and steady decline in crime in that area. It's actually a 50% overall over that period of time, 50% decrease in crime. I really believe there is a success that I would really hang my hat on. There's been a lot of effort there, and as you can see, year over year, we continue to have decreases in crime in that area. That's pretty important. There again, 10% of the population lives along that corridor. The actual crime in that corridor during 2013 was just under 3% of the total crime reported. That's pretty significant, and I think should be celebrated. What we did there is, as I said, is we started our outreach efforts with the Community Outreach Center, and started building relationships, not just with the residents out there, but there's a lot of good people in this community, a lot of people that want to help, that just didn't know how to do it and how to get it to the right people. And so we've kind of become a conduit for that, get those people and connect the two together, and that's really been helpful. Not only did we start the outreach center, we also started an enforcement arm with our street crimes unit, and so there was some aggressive enforcement efforts, some aggressive outreach efforts going on simultaneously. Then it was somewhat of a weed and seed type of program. We weeded out the bad characters that were causing problems down there, at least as much as possible. And then we swapped personnel on our street crimes unit and kind of brought a friendlier approach, and which focused more on relationship building. And while they build relationships, they are police officers, they do enforce the law, they can and they will. And people know that. But I think that's been a big part of why we've had the success that we've had there. And additionally, last year, we really felt that we were kind of maxed out with what we were doing down there, in that we had an officer and he did a fantastic job. Jason Keller, everybody knows him in town. He's just a ball of energy, does a great job out there, but he's a police officer, and he did the outreach as a side job. And so what we did is we brought in a contract employee to kind of focus on strictly the outreach efforts. And so we brought in Mr. Colby Mowry, and Colby, unless something has changed over the last year, had no interest in being a police officer, and he just wanted to work on the outreach effort, and he's done a fantastic job. And so tonight, the rest of my presentation will be given to him to kind of let you know where we are and what's going on out there. And we'll both be available afterwards for any questions you may have.
Thank you, Chief. Honorable Mayor, City Council, thank you so much for some of your time. Thank you for the chance to speak to you about the Community Outreach Center. So we are located, as you can see, on Mustang Drive, 3010 Mustang Drive. And as the Chief mentioned, we actually started the Community Outreach Center in 2006, but we moved over to Mustang Drive in 2009 because we frankly needed more space, and we were able to reach more of the community with that location. So we actually entered into a partnership with the Grapevine Police ISD and the city. They will give us use of their land and some of their portable buildings. The police department obviously is very involved there as well. So what are we trying to do at the Community Outreach Center? Well, our goal or our purpose statement really is to facilitate communication and cooperation between the residents and the law enforcement. In other words, our ultimate goal is to lower crime, right? The question is, how do we do that? And we've discovered that focusing on 4 areas, 4 branches, if you will: recreation, education, cultural enrichment, and social help, gives us the best opportunity to really engage with the community, not only on the Community Outreach Center side, but also on the police side as well. Allow the people to come, experience something new, something different that could be in recreation, education, cultural enrichment, or social help at the Community Outreach Center. So every program that we do, every event that we do is based in one of those 4 areas, okay? We take a 2-step approach through the Community Outreach Center. Really, we have a fantastic location. We are exactly where we want to be. We are right in the middle of the community that we are trying to reach. So we capitalize on that by doing large community events, okay? These could be parties or fiestas. There'll be things like basketball tournaments or soccer camps, things that really capitalize on our locale. Now, as you know, we put the park in earlier this year, and that has really increased our foot traffic there. So everyone knows about the Community Outreach Center, and we definitely want to capitalize on that knowledge by doing large community events. And the purpose of those events is to create a feeling of community solidarity, as a feeling of belonging. When we get everyone to come together, there's no cost for these events, there's no commitment, anybody is invited, and we create a sense of community. We create a sense of belonging, and that is very significant, a very significant community fabric in building a strong community. When we get a lot of folks there, our goal is to grab a few and put them into our weekly programs. Now, we understand that because of space issues, we may not be able to serve all the community at one time. We can do that for a one-day event with a large event, but we can take many residents and put them into classes, educational classes, recreation classes, social help classes, or cultural enrichment classes as well. Now, those require a form of commitment, and that really works twofold. We're looking for folks who are willing to put in a commitment, but then we're also looking for folks who can learn a little bit about commitment, okay? So we'll start with our weekly activities on that branch. Really, our 4 pillars are English classes. We've been teaching those for 5 years now, but really recently we've decided to revamp, re-strategize, and make those much more official, a little bit more respectable in terms of the community as well. We have a GED program as well. We'll talk more about that, and we're very proud of that. It is the only GED program in the city of Grapevine right now. Alcoholics Anonymous has been there for 5 years at the Outreach Center as well. It's a bilingual group. Folks are able to come, whether that be in Spanish or in English, and receive support, okay, for alcohol addiction or abuse. Tutoring. We tutor kids at the Outreach Center Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. So we have a lot of folks who are able to come, receive homework help, Underneath, you'll see under those 4 pillars, we've got some of our seasonal programs. These are not as big, but they are still very important. As you'll see right now, we are offering free tax preparation during tax season on Wednesdays, okay? So anybody can come in our community, they can receive free tax help. That can be in English or that can be in Spanish, all right? We do have counselors who are willing to donate their time to us, and that's a very case-by-case program. So we take people who may not be able to afford counseling, but definitely in need of the service, and we match them up with counselors who are looking to give back to their community. Okay. In addition to our official English classes, we have an English conversation club. It's a very open atmosphere. Anyone is able to come, receive help, practice, whether that be a native English speaker or someone who's learning English, and build a relationship, talk about a new topic, and discover with each other. Okay. We also have a mentoring program. Again, this is very case by case. So we're looking for folks who have some initiative, they have some goals, but they may not have all the tools to reach those goals. And we put them with mentors who do have those tools or who have those connections. Let's talk about our English classes, or ESL, which is English as a Second Language. Okay, right now we actually were able to form a partnership with Tarrant County College, which started just last year, okay, last May. This is a great partnership because it now gives our English classes a little bit more notoriety. They're a little bit more official. Now when a student finishes an English course, they get a certificate. So these are university level courses. Right now we have level 1 and 2, and these are a serious time commitment. Each class is 3 hours long, so it's 6 hours of classroom time each week. This is a $150 course that through time we've been able to work with TCC. They now have received a grant that they are able to implement through the Outreach Center. So those classes are now free. $150 value for free. All you have to do is buy the book, $30 value, okay? Right now our classes they're full, okay? We usually cap the class at 20, but we've got 30 in one class. A lot of folks who really want to take advantage of that. So with our next round, we're looking to implement up to level 3 as well. Taught Monday through Thursday in the evenings, okay? These are adult classes only. GED, like I mentioned, we have the only GED course in Grapevine. We are very excited about this. This also is a partnership with Tarrant County College, with TCC. This is a 12-week course as well, so it is some time commitment. You're looking at, again, 6 hours a week of classroom time. It's all taught in our computer lab, okay? Everything is online. Now TCC provides us with an instructor. We also have community mentors, so volunteers who are looking to give back to students that are really, for some reason or another, they were not able to function in a traditional education environment. They needed a different way of doing it. So we have some mentors, some tutors who are interested in helping folks like that. They come out and give them one-on-one help as well. This, again, is a free course, okay? Right now we have 26 students enrolled. We have 12 computers, so we put a student on each computer. We now have a morning course and an evening course because there was so much demand for this. A lot of folks realized the opportunity, wanted to take advantage of this. The great thing about not only the English class, but also the GED class is these folks actually become students of TCC. So they get a student ID number, which means they can access any of the campuses, they can use the libraries, they can use the gymnasiums, they can go to the bookstore, they can log in. They are a student of TCC, okay? And TCC helps them to feel like a student. And the idea is that after they finish an ESL course, after they finish their GED, they move right into continuing education and they continue their educational path, okay? We have served over 70 students just since May of 2013. So it is a relatively new course, but we have a lot of interest right now. Every course has filled up so far. Okay, how about our tutoring? What are we doing there? We have a program that's called VAST, or Valuable After School Time. As many of you know, the after-school hours are the most dangerous for kids. They get out of school 2, 3, 4 p.m. Mom and dad many times are working until 6, 7, sometimes 8 p.m. In our community, that means that kids many times are left to do their homework on their own, make dinner by themselves, get things done, whether that be take care of another little brother or little sister as well. So we decided to put this program in, it takes place Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. We take 36 kids, okay, and we split them up. We only take 12 kids from each grade level. So 1st and 2nd grade, 3rd and 4th grade, 5th and 6th grade. And we work with these kids from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, okay? what's the purpose of this program? Well, again, it's not only to fill a void where many parents may need some help, but it's also to give these kids structure, to give them tutoring help. We have many parents that may not be able to help their kids on the homework subjects that these kids really need help with, so we provide tutors there. This is all volunteer-based tutoring as well, so we will partner Grapevine High School ambassador students. We'll work with community volunteers, we'll work with civic groups, get them involved. We give some structure to them as well. They like helping the kids like to make a friendship, build a bond with someone that's from a different place than they are. Cultural exposure as well. We do actually have a cultural enrichment portion that we put into this program. So 2 times a week, we have a cultural enrichment. That may be a field trip, or it may be something like today. We had a robotics team come out, and they told the kids about their robots. They even brought a robot with them. And we're able to show these kids that there are a lot of opportunities, things that you can do. We give them a healthy snack and dinner each day. Okay, so we feed every kid in the program dinner and snack every day. In addition, we have extra. We bring 50 dinners. Okay, so we feed our 36 kids in the program. And then any food that's left over, anybody in the community is welcome to come and eat as well. And that's Monday through Friday, snack and dinner, okay? A little bit about our community events. As I mentioned, we take a 2-step approach. So we try to do the large events, which attract all of the community, and then we have the weekly events, which we're looking for more participation, we're looking for more one-on-one interaction. Okay, so we do things like basketball tournaments, summer camp, community fiestas, some things that I mentioned. We'll go through some of these quickly. Thanksgiving, as you can see some photos there. This was a partnership that we did with the church. They brought out turkey bags. Everyone had the chance to eat together. That's a great thing to share a meal with someone else. Easter, this was a great event. We had over 300 folks come out to this event. We did some Easter egg hunts, and as you can see in the top right corner there, it was more like an Easter egg collection rather than a hunt. And we actually had to do about 5 of these because we had so many kids, we couldn't get them all at once. But hot dogs, music, lots of fun. Again, that sense of community solidarity, that sense of this is a place that's safe, this is a place that's fun, this is a place where you belong. Halloween, again, we had over 150 people at this event. Trunk or treat, the kids can come out, they can play games, get candy, have fun, bounce houses, food, friends. This is a great event that we did recently, community cleanup. We partnered with Keep Grapevine Beautiful, and we partnered with a local storefront that was in need of some beautification. So we actually got the store manager to invest in the project, pay for all the supplies. We put in plants there, we planted, we cleaned up, we painted, we took out weeds. And the great thing is it was all community event. So we put out flyers that said, we all use this corner store. We all come here. And let's be honest, we're the ones that make it dirty. So let's pitch in and let's take care of our community. Let's make it better. So we actually were able to enlist the help of the day laborers. They put on the volunteer vest as well, and they said, now we're great at this stuff. We know how to do this. This is where we spend time too, and we want to show that we're giving back to our community as well. So it was a great event, a lot of fun. And then we all ate together afterwards. Again, that sharing of a meal together. So the question is, how do we do all of this? How are we able to do all these great programs? The answer are volunteers. Right now we have 104 background checked volunteers that come and help us. They could be helping in English conversation, they could be helping as tax preparers, they could be helping in GED, they could be helping in our after school program. That's where we have a whole lot of folks helping out. Again, that's a Monday through Friday event where we need up to 30 volunteers, but we have actually 50 now who have decided, I'm going to commit to this, whether I need volunteer hours or whether I just want to give back to the community. So since February of 2013, the Outreach Center, the Community Outreach Center has benefited from over 4,000 hours of community service. It's a great thing, giving back. As you can see the picture on the left there, we are actually, again, this is a partnership with Keep Grapevine Beautiful. We are currently turning an old swimming pool into a community garden. So this was a swimming pool that had been filled in with dirt because it was unsafe. We decided, hey, we can do more with this. So we will actually have residents who will commit to taking care of this garden, and the whole community will be able to reap from the benefits. I'll be happy to take any questions. Again, I thank you so much for your time.
Any questions?
I had one. I'm really interested in the VAST program. If you could explain a little bit. I know you said 12 students per classification. Are you having?
Yes, is the answer. Right now, we only accept 36 kids just because of space, and we really can't handle more than that at this point. But right now, we have 37 kids on the waiting list. So every week, we have a lot of families who are coming saying, can I get my child involved in this program? What do I need to do to get my kid involved in this program? Unfortunately, many times we have to say, right now, there's not a space open, but yes, there's a lot of excitement. So 36 in the program, 37 on the waiting list right now.
Sounds like an outstanding program. Who's providing the food?
The food is provided through a group called Colleyville Cowboys, nonprofit organization. Yeah.
My salute to them.
Yes.
Tremendous program.
Yes. Thank you.
Fabulous presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you for all that you're doing.
Impressive.
Thanks.
You know, when this program started, I think everybody recognized there was a need for it. And I don't think anybody really at the time recognized just how far it would go and all it could do. And I find myself, as I'm sitting here listening to you tonight, there's a recurring theme that really tied into what the chief had come up with earlier, and that's the declining crime statistics that maybe will spike. But I can't help but believe when you take all of these kids and you get them engaged in the community, and you get them like they feel a part of the organization, that they belong, that's going to continue to help do nothing except make Grapevine an even better place to live and work. So, you know, the fact that you're reaching out to these children and providing all of these programs certainly gives them a sense of belonging. And I think that, in the long run, is what's really going to benefit our community more than anything else. So, as everybody up here said, I appreciate your efforts, and Chief, we thank you for all you've done out there. It was a good program when it started. It got even better, and I think everybody today says it's really a great program. So y'all have done a fantastic job. We applaud your efforts and appreciate and hope to keep it up. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
We will now go into our new business program, and Doug Evans, you're going to talk about purchasing some product.
All right, Honorable Mayor, Pro Tem, Member of City Council, the purchase of a restroom facility for the Meadowmere Park Complex was one of the qualified projects that the council approved in this year's budget. Right now at the complex we have porta, so this would be a nice change for that. For your information, this is going to be one of those precast concrete restrooms that we've been doing in our park system. They're very hardy buildings. The back of the building behind the restrooms is actually going to be a storage, or it could be concessions in the future if we have concessions ever at the complex. The exterior siding is going to be a barnwood appearance, and the roof is going to be a cedar shape. The purchase of this restroom facility is possible through a cooperative agreement with the state of Texas. And staff recommends that the council approve a resolution for the purchase of the restroom facility for the Meadowmere Park Soccer Complex from CXT Incorporated in the amount of $174,139.04. And I'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
And where are these funds coming from, Mr. Evans?
Quality Life Fund.
Any other questions?
I'll move for approval.
Second. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much, Mr. Evans. This completes our new business, and we'll now move into our consent agenda, which are items that require very little discussion or activity. Any member of the audience, any member of the council, or any member of the staff may remove an item for a full discussion. Do I hear any council member requesting an item be removed?
I have a question down below, but I don't think we removed it.
Okay. I hear nothing from the audience or the staff, so Ms. Spencer, what is your question?
Regarding item number 6, I would just like for the staff to give us an update on kind of where our program is at this point and when we may hear something else about it in a more formal manner.
Christmas decorations.
We will be coming to y'all very soon.
Well, I noticed while we're on the item that there's specific pieces of Christmas decoration that are identified. Or at least I thought there were. Those definitely been selected?
Yes, sir. The item on this, to answer Councilwoman Spencer's question, we're working on a plan. Our staff, Parks and Recreation, has had a wrap-up meeting. I know CBB has had a wrap-up meeting. We're going to get together, kind of bounce ideas off, and formulate the next step of the plan. So I'd anticipate in the next couple of months we would come back to council, which is what we agreed to when we had our meeting in October with our consultants to bring that plan forward about the time, a little bit before budget time. So we would have a direction, staff would have a direction before budget as far as what council chose would be the next phases of the purchases. To answer your question, Mayor Pro Tem, these items tonight are the items that were approved in that meeting in October that we identified. Obviously, the most prominent and the largest item was the red reindeer on the corner of the highway, and then the items across the street from City Hall in the village there. Those are the items.
You've heard the response from Parks and Recreation. Any other questions? Not, is there a motion for the consent agenda? Consent agenda, consent items, I'm sorry, let me tell you again, 3 through 7. Is your motion to approve all 3 through 7? All those in favor? Opposed? That completes our agenda for this evening. Before we adjourn, I would like one more time for our Boy Scout troop to please rise. We thank you for being here this evening. And we appreciate all that you do for our communities. Thank you again. Again, that completes our agenda. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Move we adjourn.
Second. Is there a second? Second. All those in favor, please rise.